And I went to do the building tour and I dragged my feet along and I started to feel my hands get heavy as well, really weird. And then I had lunch with my client. And at that point, I was telling my legs to get up because I saw somebody and go say hi. And my legs wouldn't quite move. And I just waved and I sat there and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, something is really, really wrong with me. The next day I woke up and my face started getting really stiff. So my feet were still heavy, my hands were heavy, my face started getting stiff. And you need to get to a hospital ASAP. Like I ended up with a moderate case of Guillain-Barre, which means it stopped before I had to get on a respirator. But within 36 hours, I couldn't walk, I couldn't use my arms. And interestingly enough, and this does not happen to everybody, my face got paralyzed as well. And I could only talk with my head upside down and my tongue was kind of paralyzed. And so I couldn't close my eyes. And I honestly thought game over. I was not walking without like walkers and canes and help and all that stuff. And I was probably in month 3 of this. And my husband was downstairs in his office and I went through the whole thing. And all of a sudden I was dancing. Literally, I was dancing throughout the whole kitchen. And I screamed for my husband, I'm like, you got to come up here. I'm dancing. Oh my God, I am dancing. And he runs and I said, you better get here fast because I'm going to fall. I mean, at some point I am going to fall because I couldn't walk 2 seconds ago. And literally that moment in time, because I did end up falling and stopping. But at that moment, I realized it was in my head. That at that moment, I realized that I could walk, I could dance, and I could show up, that somehow I had to get through the head thing and the fear of falling.
If someone who is listening to this podcast and maybe they've just been diagnosed with Guillain-Barre, then what advice do you give them?
You've got to learn how to walk again. You've got to learn how to push forward. And I think one of the things is dig deep inside and look where your faith is. Because you've got to believe that life is worth it and that you're worth it.